So, how are y'all doing?
Hallelujah.
Están todos. Hello? Anybody there? Oh, Baruch Hashem Yahuwah.
Baruch Hashem Yahuwah.
This has been an interesting Hanukkah, ¿no? Este ha sido un Hanukkah interesante.
Do you want the mic or no?
Quite unusual.
For your voice? Only for your voice, not for the...
Este ha sido una Hanukkah muy inusual. I think it's awesome how the Ruach always reveals stuff. That's the thing that I like most about ministry, how the Ruach speaks. The voice of Yahweh is instructing us, especially in these times when restoration is so preeminent. Cómo nos habla la Ruach, especialmente en estos tiempos cuando la restauración es tan preeminente. And you know, we've come a long way. Like Sholiak says, he's been on this road for over 30 years. Como dice Sholiak, él ha estado en este camino por más de 30 años. All of us have been on this road for about the same amount of time we've been living, right? Todos hemos estado en este camino por el tiempo que hemos vivido, because Yahweh chose us from before the beginning of the foundation of the earth. Porque Yahweh nos escogió desde antes de la fundación del mundo. So, we're all learning. Todos estamos aprendiendo. And this Hanukkah was beautiful for me.
Amen.
It was difficult. Esta Hanukkah fue preciosa para mí, difícil. Because there's a lot of opposition. And for instance, right now, if y'all could help me pray, hay mucha oposición. That is so true. That there's a lot of opposition. Hay mucha oposición. And it comes in a lot of ways, from different angles. Y viene de muchas maneras, de diferentes ángulos. Sometimes even from inside your own head.
Right.
A veces aún de uno mismo, de su propia cabeza. But just to tell you one situation, if y'all could help me pray regarding this, si pueden ayudarme a orar por esta situación. I have a distant nephew, tengo un sobrino distante, who's been missing since the past Yom Sheshi, que ha estado perdido desde el Sheshi pasado, which is Roman Tuesday, desde el martes romano. So if y'all could help me pray that his parents can find him alive and well.
Amen.
Si me pueden ayudar a orar por él, que sus papás lo encuentren vivo y en shalom. And he's 14 years old. Tiene 14 años de edad and they don't know where he is. Y no saben dónde está. So in Yeshua's name, that all these enemies would be conquered and put down. Que en el nombre de Yeshua todos estos enemigos sean vencidos y apagados. Baruch Hashem Yahuwah. So this teaching is focusing today, the topic is what has been the topic this whole time. El tema de esta enseñanza es el tema que ha sido toda esta semana, which is Yahuwah's forever timepiece. Que es el reloj de Yahuwah, que es para siempre. And as you know her, it's the menorah. Como la conocen, es la menorah. She's over there. Ahí está. But you can see her here on this little slide here. La pueden ver aquí en esta pantalla. I took a picture of the menorah and put it there. So, we were constantly puzzled. I know I was. Yo constantemente me preguntaba, how can Hanukkah be Hanukkah with this Hanukkah? ¿Cómo puede ser Hanukkah kosher con esta Hanukkah? How can it be kosher when the pattern is not originally that? Cuando el patrón originalmente no fue eso. The Torah tells us there's a 7-branched instrument. La Torah nos dice que es un instrumento de 7 ramas or 7 brazos. And so that was the situation this year that Yahweh is helping us to correct. Esa es la situación de este año que Yahweh nos ha estado ayudando a corregir and to restore. y restaurar the timepiece of his house, la pieza del tiempo de su casa. And as we were doing this rededication, not just of this altar, this place that for us it is the place where we bring our offerings and our service to Yahuwah and his people. No solamente era una rededicación de este lugar que es como un altar, esta mesa de enseñanza, donde hacemos nuestro servicio a Yahuwah y a su pueblo. We were rededicating our hearts. I know I was. Yo estuve rededicando mi corazón this week, and I'm still in processes, y todavía sigo en procesos, because it's a never-ending job until Yeshua comes back, right?
Man.
Porque es un trabajo de nunca acabarse hasta que regrese Yeshua. Baruch Hashem Yahuwah.
Baruch Hashem.
So, there's so much that Yahuwah was giving me, and is still downloading into my heart. Hay mucho que Yahuwah me estuvo dando y que está todavía descargando en mi corazón. But I could only do so much in this preparation, pero solo pude hacer ciertas cosas en esta preparación. But there's so much more that can be said about all these things. Pero hay mucho más que se puede decir de estas cosas. But I compiled a little bit of information, which a lot of it might be repetitive, pero compilé mucha información que quizás sea repetitiva. That doesn't matter. Yahweh is a repetitive Elohim. No importa, porque Yahweh es un Elohim muy repetitivo. He doesn't get bored of telling you the same thing and nagging. Él no se cansa de decirnos la misma cosa y repetir hasta molestar, right?
Man.
Because Israel needs it, porque Israel lo necesita. We are
stiff-necked.
Somos duros de cerviz. And we are forgetful, y somos olvidadizos. Julia, just a quick pause. Brother Jonathan is saying that there's a little out of sickness in Facebook, so I'm just going to close out of it. Is that okay with you? Close out of this Facebook here.
That one.
Yeah.
You can talk to him by text. Okay, if the video is, you have to find out if the video is going faster than the audio.
Can you tell us, Brother Jonathan, is the video going faster than the audio, or vice versa?
Usually it's the audio that goes faster.
Is the audio going faster than the video?
Or the other way.
Or the other way around.
So, and then we'll know what to do. Okay.
Okay, so let's continuemos. This is the forever timepiece of Yahuwah. Esta es la pieza de tiempo perpetua de Yahuwah.
Go ahead and close out of Facebook. You can talk to him by text, right?
Not at the same time.
Okay, so then let's go
He
ahead.
says yes, video is ahead.
The video is ahead of the audio?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keep going.
I'm going to
No, I'll do it.
close out of the Facebook.
No. I'll do it.
Okay, so Yahweh establishes his house's blueprints, and just like any other builder, he has plans and he has a pattern. Como cualquier otro constructor, él tiene planes y un patrón. So if we go to Shemot chapter 25, while we're doing this, you can go to Shemot 25. Vayan a Shemot 25. A video is ahead, yeah.
For sure. I'll take it. YouTube is fine.
Is YouTube Tobe, Brother Jonathan? Okay. Right, just a nanosecond, he says. Okay, so going back, Exodus Shemot 25, verses 8 and 9. Shemot, Éxodo 25, versos 8 y 9. We read, and let them make me a kadosh, set apart place, y que me hagan un lugar, una casa apartada, that I may dwell among them, para que yo pueda vivir entre ellos. These are his instructions. Estas son sus instrucciones, his preferences, sus preferencias. According to all that I show you, de acuerdo a todo lo que les enseño, after the pattern of the tabernacle or the tent, and the pattern of all the instruments of it, según el patrón de la tienda de la casa Yahweh, y el patrón de todos los instrumentos de ella, and I like to call that the furniture. Me gusta llamarlo los muebles. Even so shall you make it, así la harán. So like the word of Yahuwah earlier, the Ruach was speaking through me, así como la palabra anteriormente, Yahuwah estaba hablando a través de mí. He, from the beginning, it's been his yearning, his desire to establish a home here on this place, the set-apart place. Desde el principio ha sido su anhelo establecer un hogar, una casa en este lugar que él está queriendo establecer, edificar. And we see it from Bereshit, lo vemos desde Bereshit. We have Adam and Hawa living with the presence of Yahuwah among them, viviendo con la presencia de Yahuwah entre ellos. They're walking with him in the garden. They're living together, caminando en el jardín, están viviendo juntos. That was always the yearning of his heart. Este siempre fue el anhelo de su corazón. And it was part of the teaching, but I couldn't put it here on the PowerPoint, but I'll talk to you about it. Era parte de la enseñanza, no la pude incluir en las pantallitas aquí, pero se los voy a decir. We see throughout many parts in history, in the scriptures, vemos a través de varias partes en la escritura, Yahuwah being so long-suffering and so patient with this process, que Yahuwah es tan paciente con este proceso of building a home, building a dwelling here on this planet, de edificar una morada aquí en el planeta. And it began, like I said, with Adam and Hawa. Comenzó con Adam y Hawa. After that huge flood, which covered up to 20 cubits, it was of the mountains. Después de ese diluvio que cubrió 20 codos de las montañas, above it, arriba de las cimas, Yahuwah cleanses the planet. Yahuwah limpia el planeta, this place, este lugar, and he rededicates it for new life. Y lo rededica para vida nueva, which are eventually all the living creatures, including Adam and Hawa, que como vemos son todas las criaturas que él forma, incluyendo a Adam y Hawa. That's the first Hanukkah. Esa fue la primera Hanukkah. And the lights in that first chapter of Genesis, Bereshit, y las luminarias de ese primer capítulo de Génesis are the heavenly Kokabim. Son las luminarias firmamentales, which include the Shemesh, the sun, que incluyen al sol. And you know, the moon has its function, la luna tiene su función, and all the Kokabim, todas las luminarias or the stars. Those are the lights. Esas son las luminarias of rededication. When on the fourth Yom, cuando en el cuarto Yom, Yahweh said that these had to have their assignment, que estas tenían que tener su asignación. And the count began for the first dedication, the first Hanukkah. Y la cuenta comenzó para la primer Hanukkah. Amen. So then he follows through and says, according to all that I show you after the pattern of the tabernacle of the tent, see to it that you make them after their pattern, which was shown to you in the mount. So he establishes his home for a moment, because then come the Nephilim, the fallen watchers, and they come and wreak havoc on the house. Vienen los ángeles caídos, los Nephilim, y básicamente vienen a destruir la casa de Yahuwah. So he finds himself having to cleanse again, se encuentra teniendo que purificar y limpiar de nuevo through another Mabul, a través de otro diluvio. And here comes Noah, Noé, and he is chosen for that rededication process. Y él es escogido para ese proceso de rededicación. The awesome thing that Yahweh was showing us during the start of this dedication here at Goshen Betzafon, lo maravilloso que Yahweh nos enseñó acerca de esta rededicación aquí en Goshen Betzafon. We kind of started, if you look at the videos, we kind of began kind of grungily. Comenzamos un poquito desordenados. But among all those candles that we had, which were white, entre todas esas velas que teníamos que eran blancas, we had these two green ones. Teníamos estas dos verdes. And I was staring at them because, you know, it's part of the process. Y yo le quedé viendo que teníamos estas dos verdes entre las blancas. y me les quedé viendo, and I thought, that looks quite Muslim. Eso se ve muy musulmán. And then Yahweh reminded me, it's like, no, that's not Muslim. Él me recordó, no, eso no es musulmán, that's Abib. Eso es Abib. They were just not in the right position, pero no estaban en la posición correcta. Abib is the first of Abib begins on the 4th day of the week. El primero de Abib comienza en el cuarto yom de la semana. And so I'm going to switch it to me. Comienza en el cuarto yom de la semana. If you could show this right quick. And as you can see, following that hint from the Ruach, siguiendo ese indicio de la Ruach, Abba was giving me like the information of the colors of the rainbow, which are lights. Yahweh me estaba dando la información de los colores del arco de colores, que son luminarias. If you study physics, you learn that these are manifestations of light. Si uno estudia física, uno aprende que estas son manifestaciones de la luz. And then, in that second Hanukkah that we see in Torah, that is confirmed. Eso se confirma through the ot, a través de la señal, la ot, of that promise that Yahuwah made, that brit that Yahuwah made with Noah. De ese brit que Abba Yahuwah hizo con Noé, through the rainbow in the clouds, a través del arco de colores en las nubes. And he basically promised him, I won't do this again to you or any other living creature, to destroy the entire face of the planet with water. You know, live by my instructions and you will live. Amen. Esto no lo volveré a hacer, de destruir a través del uso de agua o de diluvio. So he established his colors, estableció sus colores, and that's another teaching for more in-depth, because it goes deep. Y esta es una enseñanza para más profundidad. But the main anchors are that green color. Los que afirman esto es ese color verde in the middle, which symbolizes the Abib, que simboliza el Abib, the beginning of the year, el principio del año, the beginning of life, el principio de la vida, the renewal, the rededication, la renovación y rededicación. That last color, which is the violet, el último color que es violeta, which is synonymous to kingdom life, que es sinónimo a la vida en el reino, royalty, realeza. And then this first color, y este primer color, which is synonymous to Adam, que es sinónimo a Adam, Adama, the planet, sinónimo a, that's the name of the planet Earth, Adama, el planeta Tierra, and also the blood of Cain, right. La dam de Cain. But more than that, the blood of the lamb that was selected and slaughtered before the foundation of the earth. Y más aún la dam del cordero. So there's two things here. The first Adam and the second Adam. Aquí hay dos cosas. El primer Adam y el segundo Adam. So these are the interesting things. The other thing, like I kept meditating on these middle colors. Estaba meditando en estos colores del medio. Looking at the orange and yellow. Viendo ese anaranjado y ese amarillo. And then this light blue and this darker blue, which is blue and indigo. And basically what the Ruach was showing me, lo que la Ruach me estaba enseñando is that this is man's kingdom. Que este es el reino del hombre. While this is Yahuwah's kingdom. Mientras que este es el reino de Yahuwah. And it was awesome. It was awesome because it's like this bloody red, the scarlet red, this intense red is diminishing and finding new life in this new green. Este rojo está disminuyendo y encontrando vida nueva en el verde. And from the green, which is the 4,000 years when Yeshua comes, when he dies for us and redeems us from our sins.
On the fourth day.
On the fourth yom, este verde que representa la venida, el primer advenimiento de Yeshua, cuando vino a morir por nosotros, a redimirnos, a rescatarnos de nuestros pecados, it ascends, the colors get darker into kingdom living representation, a la representación de el vivir en el reino. So this is a weak green. Blue. Este es un azul débil. But as we get closer in the millennial kingdom, to the millennial kingdom, al acercarnos más al reino milenial, in this 6th millennium, that we are currently in este sexto milenio en el que hoy nos encontramos, it's getting darker, more intense. We're getting more passionate, more dedicated to that kingdom life in the seventh day. Nos estamos apasionando más por vivir la vida israelita, la Torah, y fortaleciéndonos en obediencia para entrar en el Shabbat milenial, el descanso de Yahuwah. Baruch Hashem Yahuwah.
Baruch Hashem Yahuwah.
So those are just some snippets of the colors. Eso es un poquito de los colores. It goes deeper. Esto profundiza más. But that's not what we're going to focus on today. Continue with the slides. Continuamos con las pantallas. So then in verse 40 we see to it that you make them after the pattern. It's like an emphasis. En el verso 40 dice Yahuwah, ve que lo hagas de acuerdo al patrón. See to it. It's an order. Which was shown to you in the mount. Que se te enseñó en la montaña. Hazlo de acuerdo al patrón que se te enseñó en la montaña. In other words, don't mess up. Don't go doing your own thing. I want this with specific dimensions, specific details. No hagas lo que tú quieras. No vayas y hagas tu propia voluntad. Esto lo quiero con detalles específicos.
So the Chanukia is a disobedience.
Yes.
To that command.
La Chanukia es una desobediencia a esa orden. Amen. Correct. So then going on to the next slide, we see a little more about the menorah. And this thing, I don't know if it can be read.
You have to read it.
Okay. Aquí vamos a ver, we're seeing here about the menorahs in Leviticus 24, 1 through 5. So I'll read to you from the normal text that we know. Les voy a leer de Levítico 24, 1 a 5 del texto normal que conocemos. It says, And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe saying, y Yahuwah le habló a Moshe diciendo, Command the children of Israel that they bring to you pure olive oil. So even this is a little bit of a not so kosher. Así que aún esto es un poquito no tan kosher because we need olive oil porque necesitamos aceite de oliva. Pure olive oil, pura. For the light, para la luz, para la lámpara. To cause the lamps of the menorah to burn continually. Para causar que las lámparas de la menorah, de la lámpara, estén encendidas continuamente. So here's a keyword, continually. Que hay una palabra clave, continuamente. Outside the veil of the testimony, here's talking about the Torah of place, where the location is of this menorah. Aquí nos está describiendo en el verso 3 la instrucción del lugar en donde se ubica esta menorah. Outside the veil, fuera del velo, of the testimony of the tent of the congregation, or the tabernacle of the congregation, shall Aharon arrange it from the evening to the morning before Yahuwah continually. Fuera del velo del testimonio de la tienda de la congregación, Aarón la arreglará desde el atardecer hasta el amanecer delante de Yahuwah continuamente. It shall be a hook. You have to do this without explanation. Doesn't matter what you think or what you understand or don't, you just need to do it. Es un hook. No importa si lo entiendes o no. Es una orden. Para siempre, leolam ha'ed in your generations. That means like Shabbat, this should be on. Eso quiere decir que como el Shabbat, esto debería de estar encendido. The problem is we have no temple. El problema es que no hay templo. So how do we fulfill this command? ¿Cómo cumplimos esta orden? Verse 4. He shall arrange the lamps upon the menorah before Yahuwah continually. Él arreglará las lámparas delante de Yahuwah continuamente. Now I'm going to read the Septuagint. Voy a leer el Septuaginta. And it's going to be a little hard. Va a ser un poquito difícil. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe saying, Yahuwah le habló a Moshe diciendo, and notice how it parallels. Noten cómo hace su paralelo. Give charge to the sons of Israel. Dale la orden a los hijos de Israel. And let them take to you pure being beaten for light to burn in a lamp. Pure olive oil, sorry. And let them take to you olive oil pure. Y que te lleven aceite de oliva pura, being beaten, batida, For light, para luz, to burn in a lamp, para encender en una lámpara, continually, continuamente. Okay? From outside the veil, de afuera del velo, in the tent of the testimony, en la tienda del testimonio, shall burn it Aharon and his sons, la quemará Aharon y sus hijos. Here's a slight difference from the previous text. It doesn't say his sons there, but over here it does, in the Septuagint. And that's interesting, because this was going to be an inherited work. Esto iba a ser una obra heredada, a legacy for the Kohanim, un legado para los Kohanim. And then it says, from evening until morning, desde el atardecer hasta el amanecer, before Yahweh, delante de Yahweh, perpetually, para siempre. It's a law, a perpetual law, unto your generations, para todas sus generaciones. Upon the lampstand pure, you shall burn the lamps. Sobre la lámpara pura, encenderán las lámparas before Yahuwah until the morning, hasta la mañana. So if you notice, comparing verse 4, it doesn't have there the phrase until the morning. Yahweh is repeating the interval of time when he wants this lamp on. Si ven aquí en el verso 4 no dice hasta el amanecer. Yahweh está reenfatizando el intervalo de tiempo que esta menorá tiene que estar encendida. It's from evening to morning. Evening to morning. Interesting. So, continuing, the differences are interesting. So now looking at the lighting of the menorah, viendo el encender de la menorá from Numbers chapter 8, Números capítulo 8, verses 1 through 4, versos 1 a 4, the Septuagint versus the Masoretic. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe saying, Yahweh habló a Moshe diciendo, speak to Aaron and say to him, habla a Aaron y dile, when you light the lamps, cuando enciendas las lámparas, the 7 lamps shall give light in front of the menorah. Las 7 lámparas darán su resplandor en frente de la menorá. And Aharon did so, y Aharon lo hizo. He lit the lamps in front of the menorah. Él encendió las lámparas en frente de la menorá. That I don't understand. Eso yo no lo comprendo, because how can you have them in front of the menorah when this model shows them inside the menorah? Eso no lo comprendo yo, porque ¿cómo se pueden tener las luces enfrente de la menorá cuando este modelo que tenemos aquí las contiene adentro de sí mismo? So the model of Torah is not what we have. Something's different. El modelo de Torah no es lo que tenemos. Hay algo muy diferente. And this work of the menorah was of beaten gold to the shaft of it, to its blossoms. It was beaten work. According to the pattern that Yahuwah had shown Moshe, so he made the menorah. Y esta obra de la menorá fue martillada, oro martillado, desde su base hasta los brotes, es obra martillada, de acuerdo al patrón que Yahuwah le enseñó a Moshe. Así hizo la menorá. But I want to step back, let me see. Up here in verse 2, I believe it is. Aquí en el verso 2, it says, whenever you should place the lamps from out of rank. Cada vez que saquen a las lámparas de su rango. In other words, out of its position. When I looked up that word, Greek 33:13, cuando busqué esa palabra el griego 33:13, I found something really interesting. Encontré algo muy interesante. So, looking that up, buscando eso, we go to the word meros, that says from out of rank, que quiere decir fuera de su rango, de su posición. Meros means in Greek to get, obtain a section or portion, a division or part, a member, detail, part, region, turn. In other words, this is implying a rotation or a partial lighting. Esto está implicando una rotación de lámparas. In other words, when I first read that previous verse, that previous part, it made it seem like all the lights had to be on at the same time. Parecía que todas las lámparas en verse 2 tenían que estar encendidas a la misma vez. But according to meros in Greek, pero de acuerdo a la palabra meros en el griego, this is specifying something individual, partial, taking a turn, something particular, something specific. In other words,
in order.
It's going to be piece by piece. En otras palabras, esto va a ser de parte en parte, de porción en porción. Not all the lights are going to be turned on at the same time.
Hallelujah.
No todas las luces se van a prender a la misma vez.
Baruch Hashem.
There's going to be a rotation. Va a haber una rotación.
Very important.
So that we're seeing the pattern of the lighting here in the Greek. Estamos viendo el patrón del encender, or a hint of it, o un indicio de ello aquí en el griego. And the words that stand out to me more are the word turn, and particular, and craft. I'm sorry, and pieces, sorry. Las palabras que más se resaltan aquí son la palabra voltear o cambiar, turno, turnar, particular y pieza o porción. In Spanish we have a word that is similar to that, and actually I was looking it up and it's in English as well, and it's the word mero. Like we say in Mexican Spanish, we say, for instance, ese merito, aquel merito, that one, that specific one. In English, the synonyms to mere are the words mere, only, just, precise, exact, individual.
Hallelujah.
In other words, these lights were turned on not at the same time all the time, but piece by piece. And so that's why the Kohen had to go continually to make certain of the changes. Por eso el Kohen tenía que ir ahí continuamente para firmar los cambios. And the way that I like to compare the menorah is that it is an instrument of time, but it's also kind of like a calculator. La manera que me gusta comparar la menorah es que es una pieza de tiempo, pero igual es una calculadora, kind of like an abacus, como un abaco. In other words, on day one, you only light one, which is the light of Elohim.
Amen.
Por ejemplo, en el primer yom solo se enciende una, que es la lumbrera de Elohim, the center one.
The Aleph Tau.
Aleph Tau, exactly. Aleph, the first, the beginning. On the second yom, and I can probably try to use this pointer, which is obvious, but I'll still use it. En este segundo yom, solo se encienden dos, day 4 and day 5, which is day 1 of the Torah week. On day 3, you light the 3 candles to the left. Se encienden las 3 luminarias a la izquierda de la luz central, la lumbrera central, which are Yom 1,
Day 3 of Hanukkah.
2, and 3. Yes, but this is also creation week.
Day 6 of creation week. Wow. Right?
Yes, I'm sorry. Day 6 of creation week. I'm sorry.
But day 3 of Hanukkah.
Correct. It's two. We're looking at two things. Estamos viendo dos cosas. Right now we're looking at creation. Estamos viendo la creación. Right here we have day 1 of creation, which is on day 4. Aquí tenemos el primer yom de la creación. And this is the menorah acting as a calendar. Esta es la menorah funcionando como un calendario. Here we have yom 1 of the year. Aquí tenemos el primer yom del año, which is the 4th day of the week, que es el cuarto yom de la semana. Second day of creation is 2 lamps on, 2 lights, with day 1 and day 2 of the Torah of the month, day 1 and day 2 of the month on, which is day 4 and day 5 of the Torah week. Then we have day 4, 5, and 6 of the Torah week on, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is Shabbat, that middle part. Then we go into the 5th day of the year. Yes, because this is the beginning of time. This is the 5th day of the year, Abib.
You notice the Shabbat during Hanukkah is day 4 of Hanukkah? Do you notice that?
Right.
First Shabbat
Yes.
during Hanukkah is day 4. Another confirming 4.
Right. And there's awesome patterns in this. Hay patrones maravillosos en esto, which I did not get to finish, but I'll show you a part of it. No pude acabar, pero les voy a enseñar parte de ello. Day 6 of the year is right here with 5 lamps on. And day 7 of the year, not of the week, which is aligning with the 3rd day of the week. That was yesterday. Eso fue ayer. Amen? So I know this is a little complicated, pero es un poquito complicado. Ahí tenemos el primer yom en el cuarto día de la semana, el segundo yom en el cuarto y quinto, viendo de las líneas de arriba hacia abajo, el tercer yom de la creación o de Abib, con 3 lámparas encendidas, comenzando en el día 4, 5 y 6. Luego tenemos 4 lámparas, comenzando el día 1 del año, 2, 3, 4, y ese es el primer Shabbat, that's the first Shabbat. Y así vamos contando sucesivamente. And that's how the menorah works as a clock and a calendar. Así es como la menorah funciona como un reloj y como calendario. Here we have the Hanukkah week versus the creation week. Aquí tenemos la semana de Hanukkah versus la semana de creación. And hopefully y'all can see this. Can y'all see that? ¿Lo pueden ver más o menos? Okay. So on this side, I put the first week of creation. Puse la primera semana de la creación, beginning with Abib 1. So this is a rehashing of what I just said, but with words. Abib 1 has 1 light on, the center 4th light, tiene una sola lumbrera prendida que es la del centro, la cuarta. And it does align to Hanukkah. Sí se alinea a Hanukkah. The first Yom of Hanukkah is the 4th Yom of the week. Abib 2 is the 2nd Yom of Hanukkah, which is the 5th Yom of the week. Abib 3 is the 3rd Yom of Hanukkah, which is the 6th day of the week. Abib 4, the 4th Yom of Hanukkah, which is the 7th Yom of the week, which is Shabbat, as I put right here. And then Abib 5, the 5th Yom of Hanukkah, or dedication. This is a dedication week. Abib 5. And then here we have the first Yom of the week. Abib 6 is the 2nd Yom of the week. Abib 7 is the 3rd Yom of the week. And then Abib 8, which is today. Similar to today, let me say that. It's not Abib, but it's similar because it's a initiating month of a season. Es un mes que inicia una temporada today. All the months that initiate the seasons always start on Yom 4 of the week. Todos los meses que inician las temporadas siempre comienzan en el cuarto Yom de la semana. You will always have an alignment with a dedication, Hanukkah.
And
the pattern will be like Hanukkah.
Their dedication feasts.
Yes, y son fiestas de dedicación. Siempre se van a alinear al patrón de Hanukkah. And I put the colors here so you can see the red all the way to the purple, because that has significance as well. Okay, so here we have the Hanukkah week versus creation week. We have the first day, the first Yom, and the last Yom, Abib 1 and Abib 8, or the first Yom of Hanukkah, and then the last Yom of Hanukkah, which is today. Time begins with Aleph, Yeshua, 1 light. El tiempo comienza con Aleph, Yeshua, una lámpara. El tiempo comienza con Aleph, Yeshua y una lámpara. Time ends with Tau. El tiempo acaba con Tau. Yeshua, que es Yeshua, 1 light. But he's not by himself. Pero él no está solo, because there is where we are with him. Echad. Nosotros estamos ahí. So even though this light is the only one shining right now, I was kind of debating, well, it's only one light. We've been doing it for 8 days and all these are going to be off. But in reality, the dedication is accomplished when it's just this light. Pero cuando se acaba la dedicación, esto es perfecto. No tenemos que entristecernos porque se apagaron estas otras. Because according to here, Yohanan left 3, porque de acuerdo a 1 de Juan 3, verses 2 and 3, Beloved, now we are benign children of Yahweh. Now we are dedicated. Ya somos hijos de Yahuwah. Ya estamos dedicados. And it has not yet been revealed what shall be. Pero todavía no se revela lo que será. But we know that when He is revealed, pero sabemos que cuando Él sea revelado, we shall be like Him. Seremos como Él. The second Adam, el segundo Adán. For we shall see Him as He is, porque lo veremos como Él es on His return, en su retorno. And everyone who has this expectation, this hope, y todo el que tenga esta expectativa, esta esperanza, tikwa, in Him, purifies himself, Hanukkahs himself, dedicates himself, se purifica a sí mismo, se dedica a sí mismo, just as Yeshua is pure. Así como Yeshua es puro.
Amen.
So when we finish Hanukkah, cuando acabamos Hanukkah and there's only one light left, y solo queda una luz, it's okay, because now we are Echad. Está todo porque ya somos Echad.
It's us.
We've gone through our dedication process and we've entered into the Echad of Yeshua HaMashiach.
Amen.
Ya hemos pasado por el proceso de dedicación y entramos a ser Echad con Yeshua el Mashiach. So there's only one need for one light, and that's Him.
Amen.
Y solo hay necesidad para una luz y ese es Él. And that's why in the coming kingdom, y eso es por la razón porque en el reino que viene, there will be no need of the sun, the moon, or the stars. No habrá necesidad del sol, la luna o las estrellas, because He is the only light.
That's the answer to Yeshua's prayer
Porque Él es la única luminaria.
in
Amén.
John 17.
Esa es la oración de Yeshua en Juan 17.
That after the rededication they may be Echad,
Que después de la rededicación ellos sean Echad,
even as we are Echad.
así como nosotros somos Echad. So here's not just Yeshua and us, it's Abba, Yeshua, and us. With the Ruach, all of us. Big happy family established on earth as it is in heaven. Una gran y alegre familia establecida aquí en la tierra como está en los firmamentos.
That's why you are the light singular.
As above, so below.
You are the light of the world. You are not the lights.
Y es por eso que
You
ustedes
are
son
the
la
lights.
luz,
And
una luz.
after the process, you're His.
Después del proceso,
You are His light.
ustedes son su luz, su iluminación, su resplandor. Baruch Hashem Yahuwah. So we start with Aleph and we end with Tau. Comenzamos con Aleph y acabamos con Tau. I had one of my precious sisters ask, why are you doing this? I got rid of all my Hanukkahs. Una hot preciosa me dijo, ¿por qué están haciendo esto? Yo me deshice de mis Hanukkahs. And it was a top excellent question because it seemed like we were adding. Y era una pregunta muy top porque parecía que estábamos agregando an extra light, una luz adicional. But not really, because the Aleph is the Tau. No, en realidad no, because time, like Sholiach said earlier, in Hebraic time, it's circular, porque el tiempo hebreo es circular. So the Aleph is the Tau, the beginning is the end. The beginning is Yeshua, the end is Yeshua. They are Echad, son Echad. And now when we finish the process of dedication, we are here at the end with Him. Cuando acabamos el proceso de la dedicación, estamos aquí con Él. Baruch Hashem Yahuwah.
Baruch Hashem Yahuwah.
Continuing.
Tov.
So then, this is Hayom. This is today. I want to emphasize that we are here today. We've gone through our process of dedication, rededication. Este es el hoy. Este es hoy. Este día es hoy. Esta velita que ven aquí en la pantalla, encendida solamente, la Tau, es hoy. We are at the 8th Yom of Hanukkah. Estamos al octavo Yom de Hanukkah. This is the 4th day, Yom of the week. Este es el cuarto Yom de la semana. commonly known as Sunday, comúnmente conocido como domingo, this year, este año. Next year it's going to change, so don't get used to it. El próximo año va a cambiar, así que no se acostumbren. Okay, so this is today, este es hoy. John, Yohanan 10, 22 and 23 happened today. Juan 23 y 22 y 23 acontecieron hoy, in a yom like today. En un día como hoy, Yeshua was at Jerusalem. At Hanukkah, Yeshua estaba en Jerusalem. And Hanukkah, the feast of rededication.
Amen.
La fiesta de la rededicación. And it was winter.
Amen.
He had his coat on, or maybe he didn't, because it's kind of hot. Quizás tenía su abrigo, pero quizás no, porque hace un poquito de calor. Anyways, Yeshua walked in the Beit Hamikdash. Yeshua caminaba en la casa apartada in Solomon's porch, en el pórtico de Salomón. And as we learned yesterday, he was at war. He wasn't just walking, he was marching. No solo estaba caminando como aprendimos ayer, estaba marchando, because he was warring. He was in worldwide angelic wrestling. Estaba guerreando en ese pórtico with the false prushim, the false ministers of that time. Estaba guerreando con los ministros falsos de ese tiempo. Battling for the altar, the set apart place. Luchando por el lugar apartado. And if you notice, y si notan, at that time, en ese tiempo, he wasn't wrestling with them over the specific location, which was the altar. Él no estaba luchando con ellos al respecto del altar, del lugar específico. He was wrestling over the men's hearts, which is the altar of our body, of our temple. Él estaba luchando por causa de los corazones de los hombres, que es el altar de nuestro templo. This is the altar.
They came to snatch his disciples.
Vinieron a arrebatarle a sus discípulos. Y él dijo, nadie puede arrebatarlos de mi mano. Es lo que habían llegado a hacer. Correct. So that was a spiritual war. Esa era una guerra espiritual, and it's still happening today. Y sigue aconteciendo hoy. The enemy is still trying to steal our hearts. Using whatever distraction, whatever thing that comes against us, a flat tire, usando cualquier distracción, cualquier cosa que venga en contra de nosotros, una llanta ponchada, low finances, don't know what you're gonna do, finanzas bajas, no sabes lo que vas a hacer, you're flunking school, estás reprobando la escuela, you're having difficulties in all kinds of areas, estás teniendo dificultades en toda área, but you gotta be affirmed in your rock, in your light.
Amén.
Pero te tienes que afirmar en tu roca y en tu resplandor, tu luz, tu menorah, which is Yeshua HaMashiach.
Amén.
Que es Yeshua HaMashiach. And let him walk through your temple.
Yes.
Y deja que él camine por tu templo. And let him win the war over your altar. Y deja que él gane la guerra sobre tu altar. Because the enemy wants to steal the heart.
Amén.
But he's not going to allow him. You have to kind of help him a little. By not cooperating with the enemy. Tú tienes que ayudarle un poquito al no cooperar con el enemigo. Keep your eyes, let's keep our eyes on Yeshua. Mantengamos nuestros ojos en Yeshua. So this is Hayom, este es el hoy. Again, the same illustration with the one little light. La misma ilustración con esa luz singular. Today is the last Yom of Hanukkah. Hoy es el último Yom de Hanukkah. So it's kind of a sad thing, but it's kind of not, because now we're rededicated. Es un poquito triste porque se está acabando esta fiesta, pero no lo es porque ya estamos rededicados. We spent 8 days, 8 yamim, meditating on all the awesome things that Yahuwah has done for us. Hemos pasado 8 yamim meditando en las cosas maravillosas que Yahuwah ha hecho por nosotros. He saved us from death. Nos rescató de la muerte. He saved us from depression. Nos rescata de la depresión. They try to knock us down, but we keep getting up and showing up. Nos intentan tumbar, pero nos seguimos levantando y presentándonos. Like Yeshua got up and he presented himself at that Solomon's porch to continue his ministry. You don't think he had difficulties in his ministry? ¿No creen que él tenía dificultades en su ministerio? The enemy was trying to knock him out from before he was born. El enemigo lo estaba intentando tumbar desde antes que naciera, calling him a bastard, llamándole un bastardo. They were going to kill all the children if his parents had not run away with him. He was going to be one of them. Iban a matar a todos los niñitos si él no hubiera huido a Egipto con sus papás. He had tribulation from his mom's womb. Tenía tribulación desde el vientre de su mamá. So what makes us better than him? ¿Qué nos hace mejores que él? So today is the first Yom of Chodesh number 10. Hoy es el primer Yom del 10º Chodesh. It's the first Yom of the winter season. Es el primer Yom de la temporada de invierno. And like we've read before in Torah and the Brit Hadashah, it says, como hemos leído anteriormente en Brit Hadashah, dice, stay in prayer that the enemy does not come and attack you on a Shabbat or in the winter. Manténganse en oración que el enemigo no les venga a atacar en un Shabbat o en el invierno. Those are the two times where we are at our weakest. Esos son los tiempos cuando estamos más débiles. I had spoken about that before. Había yo hablado de eso anteriormente. Yeshua said it for a reason. Stay praying. Like you pray for your mama, you pray for your dad, you pray about Shabbat and pray about winter. Oras por tu mamá, oras por tu papá, oras acerca del Shabbat y del invierno. That the enemy does not have the advantage over you. Que el enemigo no tenga la ventaja sobre ti. Like with the Maccabees. In order to keep Shabbat, they were so passionate about staying in Shalom on Shabbat. Some of the Maccabees, como ciertos de los Macabeos, que tenían la pasión por mantenerse en tranquilidad de Shabbat. That the enemy used that passion to come against them. Que el enemigo usó de esa pasión para venir en contra de ellos and annihilate them, y aniquilarlos. The enemy has a tendency, and I've told this to y'all before, el enemigo tiene una tendencia igual, y esto ya se los he dicho antes, to attack in the winter season, de atacar en la temporada de invierno. If you read your scriptures, that's the turn of the year. It says el voltear del año de Tekufat Hashanah, el cambio del año, and it says that's when the time that the kings go to war. Dice ahí que ese es el tiempo cuando los reyes van a guerrear. In other words, they know it's a total time to go conquer. En otras palabras, saben que es un tiempo excelente de ir a conquistar. And it's also an important time to keep your eyes open because right around the corner is Abib. Yeah. And the enemy is not happy during this time. Igual es tiempo de mantener nuestros ojos abiertos porque al voltear la esquina es Abib y el enemigo está feroz durante este tiempo because it's a reminder of his demise and his defeat. Es un recordatorio de su derrota, de su conquista, de Yeshua que lo derrotó. Through the blood of the Lamb, a través de la dam del Cordero. And today is a feast that reminds us that Noah saw the mountaintops after the Mabul, the flood. Esta es la fiesta que nos recuerda que Noah vio las cimas de las montañas después del diluvio. The water wasn't completely gone. He just got to see the mountaintops. El agua no se había desaparecido del todo, solo podía ver las cimas de las montañas. In other words, the purification of the world at his time was coming to its culmination. En otras palabras, la purificación del mundo en su época ya estaba llegando a su fin. The hope of a new beginning. Those mountaintops are a hope of a new beginning. Esas cimas de esas montañas son la esperanza de un nuevo comenzar. They symbolize the elimination of our past enemies. Simbolizan la eliminación de nuestros enemigos pasados.
You know how many mountains you think he saw?
¿Cuántas montañas cree usted que vio? Dice Sholia. A lot. 7? Wow. That's interesting. Yep. Vio 7 montañas, dijo Sholia. And it's symbolic of these mountains here. These are like mountains for us. Y esto es simbólico de montañas para nosotros. Because every Yom is a challenge. Porque cada Yom es un reto for humanity.
I'm not a betting man, but if I was,
yo no apuesto.
I bet you he saw the tops of 7 mountains.
Probably.
I think you're right. I think you might be right. Dijo Sholiak, no soy un hombre de apostar, pero apuesto que vio la cima de 7 montañas y le digo, quizás esté en lo cierto. Well, one of them was Ararat, I think. Una de ellas fue Ararat.
For sure.
And then it's new challenges ahead. It's also a reminder that we have new challenges ahead. Un recordatorio que hay nuevos retos al frente. Just because you're rededicated doesn't mean that it's going to be hunky-dory. Solo porque hemos sido rededicados no quiere decir que todo va a ser fácil. On the contrary, we've been rededicated and graduated to higher levels of challenges. Estamos siendo rededicados y graduados a nuevos niveles de retos. Get ready for the new level. Just like in a video game. You go to another level and guess what? It's not easier. Vas a un nivel nuevo en los juegos de video y ¿qué crees? No es más fácil. It's actually quite scary. But you got Yeshua. En realidad es un poco difícil, pero tenemos a Yeshua, who's with us and who's already won the general war. Que ya ganó la guerra general. And then the last thing here, the marker that we have 3 Chodashim or 3 months. So this yom, este yom hoy, es el marcador, la señal. This is the sign that we have 3 months, 3 Chodashim until Abib, hasta Abib. While the world is getting ready to end the year, mientras que el mundo se está preparando a finalizar su año, next week, the second week of winter, la próxima semana, que es la segunda semana del invierno, they're way off. Están muy desviados. So, for us, it gives us a little bit more time to prepare and end this year well. Para nosotros nos da un poquito de tiempo para prepararnos y acabar este año de una manera mejor. Whereas, like the people in the world that are not focusing on the light, they're caught by surprise. Oh no, it's already the end of the new year. I'm not ready. Para los que están en el mundo y no están enfocándose en la luz del mundo, en Yeshua, los agarra desprevenidos y no están listos para el año nuevo. Okay, so this is a little difficult to see, but I was working on writing out the calendar for the year, but I stopped at month 2. Estaba trabajando en escribir el mes calendárico using the menorah, usando la menorah para el año, pero paré en el segundo yom del segundo Chodesh. So as you can see, and I'm going to stand up. But you're not going to see me, because they're not going to see me, so don't worry about it.
That's right.
Aquí, en la this first row is basically the first week of the year. Esta primera línea es la primera semana del año. And as you can see, we start with a fourth yom. First day of the year, 4th yom. This is the first week of that year. Es la primera semana del año. Of course, you know that the year begins midweek. It's weird. Anyways, so this is the first day that begins midweek on the 4th yom. First day of the year on the 4th yom. Second day, 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day. This is Shabbat. The 4th yom of Abib is Shabbat. 5th yom, 6th yom, 7th yom. Then we go on to the next week. And then here, this is a number 8, 9, 10, 11. This is the 18th when Yeshua resurrects. And this is 25, the last Shabbat of Abib. And then we move on to the end, wrapping up the month of Abib with a menorah, using it as our calculator, as our timepiece. And here comes the Chodesh number 2, which starts on the 6th day of the week. And then we keep counting. And on the 2nd day of the 2nd month is Shabbat. So I'm developing this to finish it till the end of the year. I have a few more weeks to go. But this is how the menorah could have been used if this is correct, that the meros Así, si la menorá se usaba para dar este tiempo a base de esa palabra griega de meros, which is alternating the lights, que quiere decir alternar las luces o usar pieza por pieza, going piece by piece. Then if that's what that really means, si eso es lo que realmente significa, then this is what the Kohanim were doing to tell what day it was. Eso es lo que hacían los Kohanim para saber qué día era in the temple, in the house of Yahuwah. And it's matching. And just like Sholiak said, it's interesting because we have a pattern of starting all the weeks on day 4. Es interesante porque tenemos un patrón de comenzar todas las semanas from day 1, they all begin on day 4. Like it's really interesting. There's a mathematical encryption in all this. Hay cifradas matemáticas en todo esto. The other thing is that's why the enemy, see, this is why the enemy used Sunday. Like today is like the perfect year to show this example. Hoy este año es el año perfecto para enseñar el ejemplo. This model matching to Roman Sunday today shows why the enemy did that. Este modelo enseña por qué el enemigo hizo eso. If the first day is corresponding to a Roman Sunday, si el primer día corresponde a un domingo romano, guess why they think today is the first day? ¿Por qué creen que piensan que hoy es el primer día? And the third day of the week is the 7th. Y el tercer día de la semana es el séptimo, which is Saturday, Roman Saturday. This year was the best year to enter into this understanding because we could see the mathematical encryption of the calendation. Este año fue el año perfecto para entrar en este entendimiento porque podemos ver las cifradas matemáticas de cómo Satanás usó el calendario romano para confundir las cosas.
Building blocks.
So if you play with this, it gets to be a little fun. Si uno juega con esto es divertido. And you can see how no other calendar matches this way. Ningún otro calendario compagina de esta manera.
So every night they arrange the lights.
Yes, así que
to announce the
every
next,
evening.
To announce the next day at sunrise. Because it says they arranged it till the morning, right? It shined from the evening to the morning.
Yes, but I don't know if they counted the evening of the previous day or the next day. I doubt it.
Maybe they were marking the current day.
I think they marked the day of, because in Torah, Sholia pregunta que si marcaban el próximo Yom o el Yom actual. I believe it was the day of, because that's how the Torah describes everything. Creo que era el Yom del día, porque así es como lo describe Torah.
I think going over numbers that later on, numbers 8 is very important again. Not now, but later on. That's very, very important from the Septuagint.
Yes. Dice Sholia que repasemos el Septuaginta de números 8. We can do that.
Later.
So this is a continuation because, like I said, this goes deep and it goes into the area of colors. Esta es una continuación porque esto profundiza y va en el área de colores. And there's many hidden clues there as well. Hay muchas claves escondidas ahí in the rainbow, which is like the menorah of the heaven, que es la menorá del firmamento. So, Hanukkah Sameach, sigue viendo hacia arriba, keep looking up. There may be a rainbow waiting for you. Quizás haya un arco de colores que te esté esperando.
Can you do that again, the number 8?
Yes, vamos a números 8 para repasar.
So yesterday they would have lit 3 lights.
Yes.
If it was really Shabbat, they should have had all 7 on.
Actually, it's right here.
See
the
that?
3 lights.
See that?
Third Yom. And today's the 4th Yom, 4 lights. Well, I'm sorry, no. Today is the 8th Yom, so we're at first Yom here. The top, we're at the top. Today. A new week. Roman week. Okay.
So on Shabbat there were 4 lights lit.
Yes, on Shabbat, but that's in the and Shabbat is in the middle of the week, which is the 4 lights. That's the other interesting thing. This is Shabbat in the whole pattern, and it's always 4 lights. The 4 again.
Right. So every Shabbat, every week.
Así que, sí, let me translate that. Y es interesante porque aquí como ven en la ilustración, a la mitad de las líneas está el Shabbat, con las 4 lámparas encendidas, ese es Shabbat. Y es interesante porque ahí está el número 4, otra vez confirmando la calendación de Yahuwah.
So am I right? Every Shabbat
is always this.
there were 4 lights lit.
Those 4 lights. These 4 lights. Not any 4 lights.
Those
no cualquier luces. Estas 4.
Every Shabbat.
Because they represent day 4, 5, 6,
7.
and 7th of creation week.
So it was
Representan el día 4, 5, 6 y
if
7
the
de la
entire
creación.
menorah was lit,
It was day 3.
it was day 3.
That's why the enemy made it Saturday. Es por eso que el enemigo lo hizo Shabbat. Porque parece ser que toda la semana está encendida, que ya se acabó la semana y estamos en el séptimo
So
día.
if the Jews light all 7 candles thinking it's Saturday Shabbat,
Así que si los judíos, they're really on the third day.
they're really declaring day 3.
Yes, on the third day. They're on the
Because
third
they
day.
broke the pattern.
Well, somebody broke it for them, yeah.
Religion broke the pattern.
Porque dice Sholiax, entonces si los judíos rabinicales han encendido toda la menorah, tienen todas las luces encendidas, están declarando el tercer yom
Of creation.
de la semana de creación. Right.
So you have Numbers 8 and then a question.
Yes. Numbers 8. 1 second.
Go ahead, take the question first. She has a question.
Oh yes, go ahead. Ajo.
When you showed the menorah lit on the last page,
Ajá, cuando usted enseñó la menorá encendida en la última
I
página.
just had the impression in my heart that it was showing that because Shabbat falls on a day that is not Yahuwah's day, that actually it's making Yahuwah or Yeshua serve man. Because it's appointing to man, not appointing to Yahuwah.
Right.
It's the 4th light and the light of all the 7 menorah.
And it's in the middle.
Right, it's the center point. So
Isn't that awesome?
It shifts completely the adoration of man, self-rule, and puts it on Yahushua, who is our Abba and the creator of
Oh
all.
man, he tells you where to start.
Yahshua nos dice dónde comenzar.
Man loves to start counting on the first day
Al hombre le gusta comenzar a contar en el primer yom, primer día,
because it's logical.
porque es lógico, right?
It's
That
not
the key word here is logical. La palabra clave aquí es lógico, but the key number for Yahuwah in the heavens is the number 4. Pero el nombre clave en los firmamentos para Yahuwah es el número 4.
Go to Numbers 8.
Okay, Numbers 8. Numbers 8, it says, what do you want me to read? The Septuagint?
Just yeah.
Leyendo de números 8, 1 a 4, el Septuaginta. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, Yahuwah le habló a Moshe diciendo, Speak to Aaron, and you shall say to him, Háblale a Aaron y dile, whenever you should place the lamps from out of rank, cada vez que pongas las lámparas fuera de su posición o rango, in front of the lampstand, enfrente de la menorá, shall give light the 7 lamps. Las 7 lámparas estarán encendidas. See, it's kind of confusing, but when you look up that word meros, it clarifies it. That he's working with the lights individually. Eso lo
In front of the
clarifica
menorah.
que está trabajando con las lámparas
The lights,
individualmente.
the Masoretic says the lights in front of the menorah.
Right.
But the Septuagint says no, he is arranging
Right.
his daily calendation
Yes, his calculation.
before the menorah.
Dice, está implicando que el Cohen está organizando las lámparas para descifrar qué día es que yo mes delante de la menorá.
I
Right.
wonder if I smell a skunk. That's another Masoretic gem.
Yes, there's several, even within the rest of the text, like I told you. Sí, es una joya masorética y hay varias. Like for instance, Yahuwah emphasizes the interval of time when the lamp has to be lit. Yahuwah lo enfatiza doblemente cuando la lámpara tiene que ser encendida, which is from the evening till the morning, que es del atardecer a la mañana.
Every day.
But in the Masoretic, it was lost. That was lost. At least that emphasis. Ese énfasis se perdió.
It gives to give the impression that they're all lit all the time.
Para dar la impresión
So,
que están encendidas todo el tiempo.
But Satan wanted everybody to think that all 7 were lit all
Pero
the time.
Satanás quería que todo el mundo pensara que todas se prendían todo el tiempo.
To
Para,
lose time.
para perder
So
el
the time
tiempo.
would be lost.
Right, and confusion would set in. Y se instalara la confusión. But we learned too from Josephus's writings that somehow that knowledge was somehow preserved up until the time of Yeshua's death.
Rashi says 1, day 4 only stayed on perpetually.
Pero sabemos
And
de los
Josephus says
historiadores
3.
que ciertas luces se quedaban encendidas, no todas, pero ciertas se encendían de manera diferente. Y Rashi dice que era la 4ª y Josefo dice que era el Yom 3.
Either way, if they were all lit all the time,
Y no importa, aunque todas estuvieran prendidas todo el tiempo,
Aaron would have nothing to arrange
Aarón no tendría nada que arreglar, right?
every night.
Right, it was a mathematical
He would do it once
job.
and leave it.
Era una labor matemática.
Right.
And somebody had to do it carefully. Because what if you light the wrong day? Tenían que hacerlo con cuidado porque qué tal si encienden el yom equivocado.
I'm sure it happened.
Yes.
How does that apply today? Because I know that because we don't have the temple.
¿Cómo se aplica eso hoy?
We don't follow that order as of yet.
¿Cómo se aplica eso hoy? Let me translate for you. Porque si no tenemos hoy un templo, ¿cómo se mantiene esto?
As, of course, the revelation that Yahweh is giving to us just now.
Por ejemplo, la revelación que Jehová nos está dando en este momento.
We're understanding how it should have been or could have been.
Estamos comprendiendo cómo pudo ser o cómo debió de haber sido.
But since we don't have the temple today,
Pero ya que no tenemos el templo hoy,
then we just celebrate Hanukkah.
entonces celebramos Hanukkah.
Is that correct? Because there's
Well,
no temple to light it all the time.
The thing about what you are saying is that we do have temples. Lo que está usted diciendo es
I
que
understand that.
and that's it. That's what he's worried about. Lo que tenemos hoy son los templos de nuestros cuerpos y en eso es lo que en Yahshua está más enfocado en eso, that we would be working in our hearts in this altar, not worry about a physical altar so much like a building, but worry about what's in here. Main or first commandments, the highest of the commandments, 1 and 2. Los más principales de los mandamientos, el 1 y el 2. That's what he's worried about. And that's what we need to be working on constantly, rededicating ourselves whenever we are in need of it, or when the seasons come, rededicándonos nosotros mismos cuando estemos en necesidad de ello, o cuando se presenten las citas. This was a corporal rededication. Esta fue una rededicación corporal. We're doing this as a body. Lo estamos haciendo como un cuerpo.
But he is restoring time.
Pero sí está restaurando
So
el
we have to
tiempo.
practice it.
Así que tenemos que
because
practicarlo.
Why would he show it to us?
Porque ¿para qué nos lo enseña?
That's why I'm asking
Yeah.
for explanation for the correlation.
Right,
Absolutely.
and to me,
I mean, because after 2,000 years, the right way seems perverted, and the perverted way, which is 9 candles on the Chanukia, seems to be normal.
porque para nosotros
So the
lo
truth is,
pervertido
it looks like it's weird.
parece, lo pervertido parece lo normal y lo que es lo actual parece extraño.
Pues-
Entonces estamos haciendo cambios de procesos y entendimiento.
Yahweh wants you ending Hanukkah on the Aleph Tav.
Yahweh quiere que acabes a Hanukkah con el Aleph y Tav.
Satan wants you ending Hanukkah on the 9th branch.
Satanás quiere que acabes con
It doesn't
Hanukkah en
exist.
la novena rama que no existe.
So I mean, what am I going to do what he wants me? What Satan
Así que
wants
¿qué
me
voy a
to do?
hacer? ¿Lo que él
I'm not
quiere
going to
que
do
yo
what Satan
haga?
wants me to do.
No voy a hacer lo que Satanás quiere que yo
Now
haga,
that I know better.
ya que lo entiendo mejor. And the other thing that I wanted to add regarding the Hanukkah, the 9-branch menorah, la otra cosa que quiero agregar acerca de la Hanukkah, que es la menorá con 9 ramas, is that the reason why they took it upon themselves to alter it is because they don't see the Aleph and they do not see the Tau. Ellos se vieron obligados a alterarlo porque
Amen.
no ven el Aleph y no ven la Tau. They want to do, let's think nicely, pensemos amablemente. They want to do the feast correctly. Quieren hacer la fiesta correctamente. They need 8 lights. Necesitan 8 luces para hacerla. But one of the lights has to be the shamash. Not the 8 lights have to be separate. The shamash has to be on its own, separate. So they had 2 lights. One for the shamash, and one for that eighth day. Agregan dos lámparas, una para el shamash, which is the service candle.
And they change time like that.
Yes,
They
y cambian
change
el
time.
tiempo. And they add